Can you beat me at tactics puzzles on chess.com? Well, in this video, I'm going to solve or attempt to solve a series of tactics puzzles. If I solve more than you, I win. If you solve more than me, congrats, you win. And if you do, make sure you put that in the comment section below. But you might want to hit the pause button every time a puzzle pops up because I'm going to be talking and giving my thought process for every single puzzle when I attempt to solve it. So I don't want to distract you guys. I don't want you guys giving any excuses after I beat you. Anyway, let's dive in. Let's play some chess. All right, the first puzzle we have here. Okay, I'm rated about 27, 25 on tactics on chess.com. I have been rated over 2,900 at one point, I believe. So this is by no means my peak rating, but these tactic puzzles are still pretty tough. So anyway, let's get started here. What should I do here? Okay, first of all, what's the threats and what's my forcing moves? So I see that this queen check possibly could be devastating because you never want to really play f6 when the king's not castled. So let's say I take with the knight, a forcing move. Then black takes, and I take check. Then we have this check, this attack right here. And it looks like I get the rook in the corner. And if the king steps up, we have that. The king looks like he's in trouble. So I think this knight takes e5 is best. And after it takes, queen check. If black blocks, check, and I get the rook. So I think that's the way to go here. And so far, so good. And I get the rook in the corner. And there we go. So I solved it. Let's see. Maybe you guys solved it before me. Anyway, if you didn't solve it before me, or if you didn't solve it, we have a next puzzle coming. Okay, so what do we have here in this puzzle? Okay, so there's tension with the knights. I'm always looking at tension between pieces for tactics, and I'm always looking where the king position is, where my king is. My king is safe in this puzzle. What's the forcing moves? Okay, so if I take, the knight's going to take me. If I take the knight, the bishop takes. Oh, wait a sec. If I throw in a check, I'm attacking this knight twice because the rook, we have a discovered attack with the rook on the knight. So, or should I take first? No, the bishop takes, and I call check. The bishop takes my knight. So I should just throw in a check. King up here. And then we have takes check, takes my knight. Rook takes. I'm not sure about that. Let's see, check here, attacking my knight. And then, do I just defend my knight at that point with bishop here? I think, and I defend my knight, and then I'm attacking this knight twice. This knight has to go somewhere, but it doesn't really have any good squares. And then I have an attack on the rook. If I take the knight first, and then he takes, do I have another discovery? I think this is the move here. Okay, so that's the move. Okay. And now the king's attacking my knight. I can throw in a check here. Here's what it is. Here's what it is. I take with check. If the bishop takes, then I have a fork. So I think that's what it is. We take first, and then knight here, fork. All right, there you go. Maybe you beat me. Maybe you didn't. Maybe you solved it. Maybe you solved it quicker than me. If you did, let me know in the comment section below. And always use the honor system here. Okay, so this one looks easy, but it might be a trick here. So let's see. If I just come here, I'm pinning the queen to the king. If takes, but then the rook comes down, checkmate. I have no escape square because of the knight, so that would be like a back rank mate. So this is a tricky puzzle. It's trickier than it looks, at least. Let's say if we throw in a check first, that might be the ticket. Blocks. Then just pin the queen to the rook or the queen to the king. But what if the king moves away? Then we just take the rook. So this is the move, I think. There you go. And now I believe it's not this rook because then he has this in-between move. So it's this rook, and then now this whole tactic works. So it took me, what was it? How would it take me? Target time, 35 seconds. A player at your rating must solve in this time or less to score. Okay, so the target time for this was 35 seconds. That's not necessarily how long it took me. Okay, And this has a pass rate, this puzzle, of 53.6%. So if you did solve it, good for you. Okay. In this puzzle, what do we have here? We have a king that's exposed. We're in an endgame. We have a pass pawn. We have to see what we have here. So we have a pass pawn that's looking good. This knight's intercepting it, but maybe we can just get rid of the knight and run the pawn up the board. That's something to look at. Also, something to look at is we have checkmate, or they have checkmate here. So we don't want to get checkmated. All these squares are taken away from my king. So this is essentially a back rank checkmate. I might want to throw in this check here. If he blocks with the rook, I'll just exchange. And then, or do I? Yeah, that looks good. I want to distract the knight. So if I distract the knight, I can push this pawn. This check is looking okay. Takes. The rook still intercepts me, though. So I don't like that. But if I throw in this check and he blocks, I take and then come back here. Something to think of. Or if I check, he blocks, I have this check. I can deflect the king off the rook, possibly. And if he comes up here, what do I do then? Throw in this check and take the pawn. So I like this move. All right, so he does, in fact, block with the rook. And now I don't take, but I think I have this move, which is better. Okay, so he has to stand by the rook. So he has to come to either this square or this square. I guess he could come here, too. But after I take the pawn. And I think that's good. So we're going to play like that. Oh, no, incorrect. So after this, I have to probably, no, there's something else here. So what is it that I missed? And maybe you guys spotted it here. So is it back here? There we go. So it's check there. And now I can't take because it'll take my rook. So I have to take this first. Then I take. So we're getting rid of the knight. I see the point of the puzzle now. We're getting rid of the knight, and then now the pawn cannot be stopped. Or if it is, you gobble this up, and then you have a 2-on-1. And this has a 33% pass rate, so if you didn't get it, don't feel bad. I didn't get it. I missed it. So, okay. That was a tricky one. All right. So here it looks like we have an absolutely winning position again, but if it looks good, it's probably a tricky puzzle. So this check doesn't work. The king just gets the safety and can get out. So we don't want the king to get the safety. So this check is better because the king can't come out this way because of the bishop. You're forcing into the corner. And then we have check. And the only way to block is the rook. And then we have checkmate. So that looks like the best move. Check. He blocks with the rook. Now this is, oh, okay. So now I can't come back here because the bishop would follow me and take my queen. So I just throw in another check, and that was a pretty easy one, I think. Okay. In this one, we have, what's going on? We have a pass pawn. Here, white has a pass pawn. We have 2 against 2 here. So it's pretty much, we have no material imbalance here. It's just king position and placement of the pawn. So here what I'm looking at is the fact that the king is exposed. I can move my rook away with check and then bounce deflect the rook off that queening square. So use this as a tempo gainer to get my king here to hit the rook. The rook moves, I queen, and then he's too slow. I just come back and take it. If I throw on the check after the king moves, I hit the rook. If he pushes the pawn to be slick, I simply think I just take the rook, and after he queens, I just come back here, hide my king here, and I queen. So I think that's the way to go here. Oh, no, I missed it. Maybe it's even simpler than that. Okay, so simpler is probably just to put my rook here. That's actually much simpler. And then just take the rook. If the rook takes me, I queen. So, yeah, that's it. It was actually way simpler than I thought. And then, ooh, that's not good either. I have to come here to defend that and hit this. So that's the way to go. Okay. And then here, oh, we're still going. I guess I would take. Okay. All right, that was a little trickier than I thought, but all right, let's go on to this one. All right, this one, okay, so white's threatening checkmate. So white's threatening checkmate, and we have to block it, but we usually want to block things in the most active way, activate our pieces. So I'm looking at bishop c6 that blocks the mate and hits the queen and hits the bishop behind the queen. The queen would then have to come to a square that where it doesn't get taken, but at the same time defends the bishop. So something like this would be the only square to go to. It's something to keep in mind. Then the bishop, oh, look at that. Coincidentally, we have h4 controlled. The bishop can hit the queen, and then the queen would have to eventually move, and we get the bishop. So bishop c6 looks like the best move, and it is. Again, taking would be a mistake, so we have to come here first, and now we could take the bishop, and we hit the rook, and that's it. So, all right, we'll do one more. Let's see what your score is so far. Maybe you guys are beating me. Probably not. Just saying, but maybe you are, or we'll see. We'll see. All right, this is the last one. Actually, I missed two, so maybe you guys are beating me. So, all right, so black, let's see. What do we have here? How do we analyze the position? So we got 4 pawns against 5 pawns. So black's up a pawn, but you can argue, even though it doesn't look like it, that we have a safer king, and we do. We have a safer king because even though it doesn't look safe, black cannot really get to us right now. We can get to black right away, and it's our move. So the fact that it's our move is an advantage in itself. So if I throw in a check and black comes back here, what if I just come here, double the queen and rook? It's devastation. I don't think black can survive that. So after this check, black has to step up into the pocket like Tom Brady, and then I go queen d3 check. The only move to stop that is this. Then I throw in this check. So it feels like rook c7 is just the best move. Let's see. Let's see. Rook c7. There we go. And now, like I said, I could come here, but now I'm also looking at queen takes f6. What's the difference? What's the difference behind those moves? There's got to be a difference. All right, what's the in-between move? The in-between move, whether I play this or that, is going to be queen b1. Then I come here. Then we have queen here check. Okay, so far I don't see the difference. Then I come here, and then we have queen here check, and it looks like a draw. But if my queen is here, it takes the queen. If my queen is here, it doesn't take the queen. So I'm thinking this is better because after this series of moves, it's not a draw, or I don't get pushed into a draw. I get a pawn back, so I even out the material, and this rook is more active than this rook. I can probably come back here and scoop up some pawns. So that looks like it, but I want to make sure, because I don't want to lose to you guys. And, you know, let's see. By the way, you should be pausing your videos every time the puzzle starts, so you don't hear me talking and it's distracting you. So, and then you solve it, and then you see what I'm thinking of, my ideas, and how long it takes me. So, anyway, am I missing something obvious, though? Like, I don't see any other checks here. I think this is taking this is best. If I came here, again, queen d7, we have check. King comes here. Then we have check. King comes here. And then we have check. And I'm just getting bounced around. So I think queen f6. Oh, no. Queen f6 is not. Is it queen d7? No, it's not queen d7 either. What is it? What is it? What could it be? What am I missing? I'm missing something obvious. Oh, duh. So stupid. All right. So obviously, I gave myself the answer. Queen b1 is the in-between move. And we want to checkmate the king. So how do we mix offense and defense? It's got to be queen d3. There you go. Queen d3 stops queen b1. It also attacks checkmate, checkmate in 2. Now the queen has to step in. We simply take the queen, and we win the game. But as you see, it was a little tricky, but not hard. If you think of things rationally, I actually had the thought process there that was right. I was actually saying this is the in-between move, but then I didn't follow up with it and follow the correct move to solve the puzzle. So anyway, there you go. What was your score? Leave it in the comments below. How many did you get right? How many did you get wrong? What was your quickest puzzle that you solved? And if you like this video, make sure you subscribe for more videos like this. And I have future content coming out there and a lot of content already out. And if you like this video, check out this video. I'll catch you next time. Go play some chess.